Emory Tate's fastest chess win. Tate defeats a chess master in just 14 moves. Let's get into it. So, Tate's got the white pieces here and he's playing against an American national master. What makes this win very impressive? So, Tate opens up with his favourite move, e4. Each opponent plays c5 and he plays knight f3. Now, Tate plays against a lot of Sicilians. Just if you didn't know, this is called the Sicilian defense. It's characterized by the move c5 on move 1 for black. Knight f3, the most popular way to go about it. d6, this is very popular. d4 is played now. This is called the open Sicilian because you kind of open up the board. You don't have to play d4, but it's the most popular way to continue about this position, and that's what Tate does, and that's what he always does in most of his games. His opponent takes, knight d4, and now knight f3 attacking this pawn, and there's a couple ways to defend this pawn. The most popular way is knight c3, and now Tate opts for something a bit different. He goes f3. Known as the Prince variation. So f3 defends the e4 pawn, and you'll see the reason why you play f3 instead of knight c3. You'll kind of see the idea behind it. But, I mean, this is not very popular at the top level, and here the most popular move for this is e5, and this is considered kind of the best variation for black. After knight b3, black here actually goes with d5, attacking the center straight away. So kind of punishing white for playing f3, what may be seen as a waste of a tempi. And now bishop g5 is played. After bishop g5, black now goes d4 because we're threatening to take, and if takes, we can take back. So d4 is played, kind of defending the pawn. And now c3 is played, trying to undermine the center. h3 is played here, bishop f6, and gf6 can be played, queen f6, and we kind of get into something like this. White can actually win a pawn, but this is kind of known as kind of the best way for black to go about playing against the Prince Sicilian. Tate's opponent doesn't go in for that. Tate's opponent here does not play e5, he actually goes a6. It's kind of like the knight off setup. Let me quickly show you. By the way, this is kind of the most popular opening with when black goes a6 here. So Tate's opponent's kind of trying to go for the kind of same idea with a6 here, getting kind of a knight off setup. But now here, I mean, with the Prince Sicilian, this is actually quite good. So Tate now goes c4, what is the best move? Because this now we get kind of the pawn structure called the Maroczy bind. Knight c6 is played. After knight c6, Tate goes knight c3. Doesn't want to exchange here because it just wouldn't really favor him. He's got a strong knight. Why would you want to exchange off this strong knight, this knight here? And now queen b6 is played. And now you can defend this knight. As you can see, this knight's being attacked by two pieces. You can defend it with bishop e3, and you can actually kind of almost sacrifice his pawn, because after knight a4, you actually end up getting a better position. So you have something like a bishop, queen b4. You can actually go bishop d2 here. You hit this queen, doesn't have too many squares to go, and white can have a very comfortable position here. But Tate doesn't go for that. Instead, he actually goes knight c2 here. Well, it's actually the most popular move. Just kind of getting this queen out of dodge. Also, his bishop now can maybe come to e3. His opponent goes g6 now, trying to get this dark red bishop out. And now Tate takes this opportunity to jump in the center with knight d5. Now we're hitting this and we're hitting this. After Tate takes with this pawn, hitting this knight. And after knight b4, Tate goes knight e3 now. Now the knight can hop here. The knight's got nice squares. And this position looks fairly nice for Tate. Now queen a5 is played with a nasty threat. So if you just kind of continue developing here, maybe something like bishop e2. And here you can actually go knight c2 because there's double check. There's two pieces, so you can't even block with bishop d2 because you're on check with the knight. And after that we can win the rook, or it's probably a pleasant position for black, definitely advantageous. Tate now goes bishop h6, hitting this, getting the bishop out on this quite a nice diagonal. Now Tate goes a3, really asking where this knight goes, because there's a problem here. You pause the video and try find a square that this knight can actually go to. Well, if you did pause the video, or you don't need to pause the video, you can just see it's quite hard. So a3 is played, and now bishop d7, and now we don't take now because we'd hang our rook. Can you try find the winning move here, the kind of a knockout blow that Emory Tate played in this position to make his opponent resign? So I'll let you pause the video and try find it. So if you did find the move, it is queen d4, hitting this rook and this knight, and this is just a complete KO. So that is Emory Tate's fastest win. If you want to get better at chess and get Emory Tate chess powers, please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.